I received a little bit of hate mail, and I thought it was hilarious, so I thought I would share it with you. Anonymously, of course, because I'm not a D. Dear Sir or Madam. It doesn't start with Dear Sir or Madam. No, it just goes right into it. Your morning crew needs to back off the slander. Every single morning, all those two do is talk shit about Republicans this and Republicans that. This is extra annoying due to the fact they say nothing about the Democrats being led by a lying, unindicted felon. There's a point where it becomes straight up slander, and it isn't funny because it's all they do. Grow the f up, or I will start making complaints on them everywhere, starting with the FCC. First of all, it's not all we do. We are your typical 4-hour morning show. We do sports and news, and we have music and hilarious parody songs, celebrity gossip, the typical morning show hijinks. We're kind of all over the board. We've got a little bit of something for everybody. We're like a charcuterie tray to start your day. Contrary to this listener, we do poke fun at both sides, Republicans and Democrats. In fact, we have gotten hate mail from Democrats saying that we're too anti-Democrat. Now, last week we focused on the Republicans because there was this little thing going on called the Republican National Convention. All media eyes were on it. But don't fret though, because this week it's the DNC. So prepare yourselves for pantsuit jokes and throwbacks to when Bill was in office. You know, greatest hits. But referring specifically to this letter, back off the slander. Slander? You keep on using this word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Slander, by definition, is the crime of making a false statement, damaging a person's reputation. I doubt very much that anything my partner or I have said about Trump's hair or Melania's speech or his choice of running mate has been damaging to his campaign. We're telling jokes. Jokes! No slander has been committed. In fact, if you're going to throw the slander gauntlet down, then every comedian that has ever lived, any person who's ever hosted a late night talk show, all the talking heads on Fox and CNN must be held accountable for your very incorrect definition of slander. Saturday Night Live needs to just be ripped off of the air, and Chevy Chase, Dana Carvey, Will Ferrell, Daryl Hammond, they should all be stripped and marched naked through the streets and made an example of. If Trump does not get elected as president, it's not because I made a snarky Trump University joke. No remark I make, no witty retort is going to affect Trump's reputation. Okay? Relax. Grow the up, or I will start making complaints on them everywhere, starting with the FCC. First, we're not the ones who got our feelings all hurt and then threatened to tell. Second, and this is just an observation, my personal observation, I find that the first people to shout First Amendment rights are also just as quick to tell another person to be quiet. But since we just had a lesson on slander, how about a lesson on the First Amendment? See, as an American, I have every right to say what I want about what I want, without government censorship or restraint. So you threatening to go to a government agency to complain that you don't like the jokes on your local morning radio show is not going to get very far. The FCC only cares that we don't swear and we keep the station legal. That's pretty much it. They are unconcerned that you disagree with the content. But the great thing about the First Amendment that a lot of people don't bother to consider is that you have every right to not listen. If you don't like what someone is saying, tune them out, turn it off. This is not 1984. There are not giant speakers blaring doctrine that you're forced to listen to. You don't have to get angry and seethe behind a computer typing out your frustration. Just don't listen. See, you don't own the morning show. Therefore, you can't dictate change. You don't like it? Fine. Then don't listen. We are going to keep on doing what we're doing. And then after the DNC, when we get smacked with emails about how terrible we are to Hillary and it's always Democrats that and Democrats this, because believe me, we will get those emails, I'm going to give them the same advice I gave you. You don't like it? Don't listen. All right, don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, click the subscribe button below, and remember, if you can't be nicer or smarter, be quieter.